Hello dearies, it's Seiji and today I will be talking about We Are Displaced by Malala Yousafzai. It consists of two parts, the first in which Malala recounts her own story of displacement, first being displaced in her own country and then her move to the UK. In the second part, young women describe their experience as refugees and being displaced. A lot of these stories are incredibly painful. What really shows is how often refugees aren't treated as human beings. There are many people who get angry when they see refugees entering their country, but what Malala's book shows is that displacement never really is a choice, or rather the only choice there is between life and death. In the prologue, Malala writes, "I wrote this book because it seems that too many people don't understand that refugees are ordinary people. All that differentiates them is that they got caught in the middle of a conflict that forced them to leave their homes, their loved ones, and the only lives they had known. They risked so much along the way. And why? Because it is too often a choice between life and death." I feel that when you grow up in a place where there is peace, that you see that as a given, when that isn't the case everywhere in the world, and there are so many people right now who are living in places of conflict. And therefore it is so important to read these stories to remind us of these people. It is so easy to disconnect when the only thing you hear about refugees is statistics. But that all changes once you replace the numbers for faces. I never actually read Malala's first book, so this was actually my first encounter with her entire story. And it was so disturbing, not only the atrocities that were committed, but more so the normalcy that came after those just continued going on. Scary things became normal. We'd heard the big booming sounds of bombs and feel the ground tremble. The stronger the tremor, the closer the bomb. If we didn't hear a bomb blast for an entire day, we'd say, "Today was a good day." If we didn't hear firearms being shot at night, like firecrackers, then we might even get a good night's sleep. The stories in this book really emphasize on how these people aren't happy to leave their homes. I mean, try yourself to imagine you having built up your entire life in this one place, and then out of nowhere you have no choice but to leave everything behind and then starting again from scratch. And if that isn't already devastating enough, you then also have to deal with people who don't want you in the new place that you are. As Malala puts it, many people think refugees should feel only two things: gratitude towards the countries that granted them asylum and relief to be safe. I don't think most people understand the tango of emotions that comes with leaving behind everything you know. They are not only fleeing violence, which is why so many are forced to leave and is what's shown on the news, but they are escaping their countries, their beloved homes. That seems to get lost in the conversation about refugees and internally displaced people. So much focus is on where they are now, not on what they have lost as a result. She perfectly states the mixed feelings of happiness and relief at receiving another chance at life, but at the same time also the mourning of a life that they might never ever get back. Reading about the hostility some people showed towards these girls was absolutely disturbing. It was horrific to read how they were treated as basically animals. It makes you wonder, why do people think it's okay to treat other people as trash or filth just because they are escaping a conflict? Is it that they would rather just be able to see them only on TV so that they can say, "Well, glad it's not me," then switch off the screen and continue their life in bliss without any further confrontation? I don't know. This book definitely provides a different perspective that often isn't seen in the news. Like, for instance, you'll see something like the travel ban and you don't immediately internalize what that actually means until you read the story of a refugee who was to compete internationally in soccer but wasn't able to because of Trump's travel ban. Reading about this girl's story honestly made my heart drop. So to conclude, I thought this was an incredibly insightful read and I would press anyone to read this book. In the back there are some links to websites on how you can help, so I will put those in the description box. Either way, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.